Good morning. Let's go ahead and grab your Bibles and turn to Exodus chapter 9. We're going to do chapters 9 and 10 today. I'm going to try doing this first thing in the morning instead of on my lunch break. See if I can be a little more consistent about doing this. So let's go ahead and jump in. Chapter 9. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Go into Pharaoh and speak to him. Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of the Hebrews, let my people go so that they serve me. For if you refuse to let them go and are still holding them, see, the hand of Yahweh is on your livestock in the field, on the horses, on the donkeys, on the camels, on the cattle, and on the sheep, a very grievous pestilence. And Yahweh shall separate between the livestock of Israel and the livestock of Mitzrayim, and let no matter die of all that belongs to the children of Israel." And Yahweh set an appointed time, saying, "Tomorrow Yahweh is going to do this word in the land." And Yahweh did this word on the next day, and all the livestock of Mitzrayim died, but all the livestock of the children of Israel, not one died. Then Pharaoh sent, and see, not even one of the livestock of Israel was dead. But the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, "Fill your hands with ashes from the furnace, and let Moshe scatter it toward the heavens before the eyes of Pharaoh. And it shall become fine dust in all the land of Mitzrayim, and it shall cause boils that break out in sores on man and beast in all the land of Mitzrayim." So they took ashes from the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moshe scattered them toward the heavens. And they caused boils breaking out in sores on man and beast. And the magicians were unable to stand before Moshe because of the boils, for the boils were on the magicians and all the Mitzrites. But Yahweh strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not listen to them, as Yahweh had said to Moshe. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Rise early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and say to him, Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of the Hebrews, let my people go, so that they serve me. For at this time I am sending all my plagues unto your heart, and unto your servants, and on your people, so that you know that there is no one like me in all the earth. Now if I had stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with pestilence, then you would have been cut off from the earth. And for this reason I have raised you up, in order to show you my power, and in order to declare my name in all the earth. You still exalt yourself against my people, in that you do not let them go. See, tomorrow about this time I am causing a very heavy hail to rain down, such as has not been in Mitzrayim from the day of its founding until now. And now bring your livestock to safety, and all that you have in the field. For the hail shall come down on every man and every beast which is found in the field, and is not brought home, and they shall die. Those among the servants of Pharaoh who feared the word of Yahweh made their servants and livestock flee to the houses. But those who did not set their heart on the word of Yahweh left their servants and livestock in the field. Then Yahweh said to Moshe, "Stretch out your hands toward the heavens, and let there be hail in all the land of Mitzrayim, on man and on beast and on every plant of the field, throughout the land of Mitzrayim." Then Moshe stretched out his rod toward the heavens, and Yahweh sent thunder, and hail and fire came down to the earth. And Yahweh rained hail on the land of Mitzrayim. Thus there came to be hail and fire flashing continuously in the midst of the hail, very heavy, such as had not been in all the land of Mitzrayim, since it became a nation. And the hail struck in all the land of Mitzrayim, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail struck every plant of the field, and broke every tree of the field. Only on the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel were, there was no hail. Then Pharaoh sent and called for Moshe and for Aaron, and said to them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh is righteous, and my people and I are wrong. Pray to Yahweh, for there has been enough of the thunder and hail of Elohim, and I am letting you go, so that you stay no longer. And Moshe said to him, As soon as I go out of the city, let me spread my hands to Yahweh. Let the thunder cease, and the hail be no more, so that you know that the earth belongs to Yahweh. But as for you and your servants, I know that you do not yet fear before Yahweh. And the flax and the barley were struck, for the barley was in the head, and the flax was in bud. But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they were late crops. And Moshe went out from the city of Pharaoh, and spread out his hands to Yahweh, and the thunder and the hail ceased, and the rain was not poured on the earth. And Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and the thunder had ceased. Yet he sinned again, and he hardened his heart, he and his servants. And the heart of Pharaoh was strengthened, and he did not let the children of Israel go, as Yahweh had said through Moshe. In chapter 10. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Go in to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and the hearts of his servants, so that I show these signs of mine before him, and that you relate in the hearing of your son and your son's son what I have done in Mitzrayim, and my signs which I have done among them, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. Excuse me. And Moshe and Aaron came in to Pharaoh and said to him, Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of the Hebrews, Till when shall you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, so that they serve me. Or else, if you refuse to let my people go, see, tomorrow I am bringing locusts within your borders, and they shall cover the surface of the land, so that no one is able to see the land. And they shall eat the rest of what has escaped, which remains to you from the hail, and they shall eat every tree which grows up for you out of your field, and they shall fill your houses, and the houses of your servants, and the houses of all the Mitzrites, which neither your fathers nor your fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that they were on the earth to this day. Then he turned and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said to him, Till when would this one be a snare to us? Let the men go, so that they serve Yahweh their Elohim. Do you not yet know that Mitzrayim is destroyed? And Moshe and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, Go, serve Yahweh your Elohim. Who are the ones that are going? And Moshe said, We are going with our young and our old, with our sons and our daughters, with our flocks and our herds we are going, for we have a festival to Yahweh. And he said to them, Let Yahweh be with you, as I let you and your little ones go. Watch, for evil is before your face. Not so, you men go now and serve Yahweh, for that is what you desired. And they were driven out from the presence of Pharaoh. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Stretch out your hand over the land of Mitzrayim, for the locusts to come upon the land of Mitzrayim, and eat every plant of the land, all that the hail has left. And Moshe stretched out his rod over the land of Mitzrayim, and Yahweh brought an east wind on the land all that day and all that night. Morning came, and the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts went up over all the land of Mitzrayim, and settled within the borders of Mitzrayim, very grievous. There had never been locusts like them before, nor would there again be like them. And they covered the surface of all the land, so that the land was darkened. And they ate every plant of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And no greenness was left on the trees or on the plants of the field in all the land of Mitzrayim. Pharaoh then called for Moshe. Pharaoh then called for Moshe and Aaron in haste, and said, I have sinned against Yahweh your Elohim, and against you. Now, please, forgive my sin only this once, and pray to Yahweh your Elohim, that he would turn away this death from me. And he went out from Pharaoh and prayed to Yahweh. And Yahweh turned a very strong west wind, which took the locusts away and blew them into the Sea of Reeds. Not one locust was left within all the border of Mitzrayim. However, Yahweh strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he did not let the children of Israel go. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Stretch out your hand toward the heavens, and let there be darkness over the land of Mitzrayim, even a darkness which is felt. And Moshe stretched out his hand toward the heavens, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Mitzrayim for 3 days. They did not see one another, nor did anyone rise up from his place for 3 days. While all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And Pharaoh called to Moshe and said, Go, serve Yahweh. Only leave your flocks and your herds behind. Let your little ones go with you too. But Moshe said, You yourself are to provide us with slaughterings and ascending offerings to prepare for Yahweh our Elohim. And our livestock are to go with us too. Not a hoof is to be left behind, for we have taken some of them to serve Yahweh our Elohim. And we ourselves do not know with what we are to serve Yahweh until we come there. However, Yahweh strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said to him, Get away from me. Watch yourself and see my face no more, for in the day you see my face, you die. And Moshe said, You have spoken rightly. Never again do I see your face. And that's the end of chapter 10, and we will pick it up in chapter 11 next time. Thanks for watching.